Hello, everybody. Tis I. I want to talk about the draft, and this is going to be a new concept. I'm talking about the draft of Estranged Parents. It is the document, it is an invisible document that our estranged adult sons and daughters construct. And because we are eligible, simply because we are parents, this is a draft we unwillingly and unknowingly sign up for. And it is by far probably one of the greatest attacks on families worldwide. And if we talk about a draft, military draft, it is a requirement for eligible people, parents, to register with the government or their estranged children for military service or parental service in case of a national emergency, which this is. Years ago, or not too long ago, in the US, nearly all male citizens and male immigrants between the ages of 18 and 25 were required or are required to register for the draft. It says refusing to register for the draft or being inducted can result in severe penalties, including fines up to $250,000 and 5 years in prison. The U.S. has used draft in 6 major wars, including the American Revolution, Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and Vietnam. Now, I don't know about you, but in reading this, parents now are required, estranged parents are required to sign up for the draft, and it can include fines of you not having contact with your children or your grandchildren and being blackballed throughout your entire family and community, also online. It is punishable by their law, and basically, you are a prisoner and held to a standard that is impossible to reach. There's something to be said about the breakdown of the American family, and I think estrangement is one of the leading causes. And it far supersedes anything I've ever seen before. Even in the age of divorce, which is initially a breakdown, which is, it started years ago, of course. But if we think about it, a majority of us are drafted into this, and then we are basically sentenced and told we are not good enough, we're not smart enough, and doggone it, nobody likes you. And it doesn't matter what you've done for your children. It doesn't matter if you poured $1 into them or $1,000,000 if they lived in a car or a mansion. It is by far probably one of the saddest things not only I have experienced, but other people have experienced as well. And I feel saddest for those who were allowed to be grandparents that then had their grandchildren ripped out of their lives, or were told you're no longer allowed to see your grandkids because I finally now realize what a crappy parent you were, or because of something you said, or you spoke your mind, or you had a disagreement, or maybe you called too much, maybe you didn't call enough, maybe you favored one child over the other, and you are now in prison and in this draft. What can we do? What I did was, and that mine's been going on for a long time, I said I'm not signing this draft. You can choose to disconnect, and I'm going to let you go, and you're going to move on with your life, and I'm going to move on with mine. And after a while, I said, you know what, I'm just going to wish you well, and I'm going to believe what I poured into you is being poured into this world, into other people, even if it's not me. Maybe the love I showed you, you in turn can show to somebody else. The kindness, the empathy, the compassion, the love, the strength, the wisdom. And maybe you can take things that I've done that you don't agree with and say, you know what? Even though my mom or dad did that, it's not something I'm going to repeat, but we all say that. We all say, I'm not going to do things the way my mom did. I'm going to do it different. I'm going to give my children a different upbringing, give them a different home, give them, and we're always going to do it different. So, anyways, I just wanted to say you don't have to sign that draft. You don't have to sign the document. You can agree to let them go. Or if you do sign the document, remember you are going to be going through a war for probably the rest of your life. And I'm not saying reconciliation doesn't happen, but I don't know how you could ever trust someone that has broken your heart, that has taken your grandkids from you, that ignores you at weddings and funerals, that doesn't acknowledge you when you have cancer, wouldn't be by your bedside even upon your passing, and wouldn't show up at your funeral. If that's not a war, I don't know what is, but you don't have to sign that document. You can move on and you can focus on other people and you can revamp your entire life and start over. Write a new book. What's stopping you? Think about it, and I'll be back.